Guys, I am Terrell Ebony and I am here with you guys today. We are going to give some people some time to just kind of log on and chat with us for a bit. So before we get started, we just want to check sound. I have my air conditioner on, people, because it is hot out here. So let me know if you can hear me. If I need to talk up a little bit louder, let me know what's going on in your world, right? Is everything good? Okay. So I am your girl, Terrell Ebony. It is my pleasure to come to you live to talk today about discipline. Hey, Yusuf, I see you watching. We are talking today about discipline. And I am your empowerment speaker, your life and business strategist. I am happy to come to you guys today. And I wanted to just tell you guys a little quick story. I found it funny after the fact, but something that happened to me after I did the live show yesterday. So I'm on live and I get a phone call. And the phone call came from the IRS. So I said, okay, what the IRS is calling me for? I said, let me check my voicemail, which is something that I very rarely do. I'm very bad at checking voicemail, but it came from the IRS. So guess what? I'm checking the voicemail. So it says, well, the voicemail said, the IRS is, seeking criminal action against you. They're seeking a lawsuit against you. Call this number. So of course, right away I called. Found it strange, but I called anyway. And someone came on the phone and they said, what's your name? I gave them my first name only, but they knew my last name. I said, okay, that's me. And I let them keep talking. And he says, well, we did an audit on you for 2010 to 2014. And we realized there were some things out of the ordinary and you owe some money. So I was like, well, how come I didn't get any notifications in the mail? I said, I didn't get anything. No, nothing in the mail, nothing in the email. They said, well, we sent you 2 notifications. So already I'm like, because the IRS don't normally call you. They send you notifications. He says, well, we sent 2 notifications. I said, well, where did you send the notifications? These people knew my address, folks. They had my address on lockdown. I said, wow, y'all are good. But I kept going. And I said, well, I didn't receive anything. He said, well, this is your final opportunity so that you can settle this debt right now before we seek criminal action against you. So they said, well, are you prepared to do that over the phone right now? Or would you like us to seek to take this to another level? So I said, absolutely. He said, great, I can get your credit card information right now. I said, whoa. I said, absolutely, take me to court. I said, I'm not paying you anything. He says, okay, ma'am, we are going to send the cops to your house right now, and we're going to handcuff you, and we're going to take you to jail because you are now considered a criminal. I laughed so hard. I said, thank you, my sir. You have a blessed day, okay? I hung up the phone. I found it to be so hilarious. He said, we're going to send the cops to your house and handcuff you now because you are now considered a criminal. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, let me tell you, that really tells you that you got to be very disciplined in watching the news and keeping up to date on what's going on, because these crooks are for real and they are out to get your money. Hey Hector, how you doing? Katina, thank you guys for joining. I'm telling you, I am in such a good mood today. I am feeling really good and I am blessed to be here before you. I am talking to you guys today about discipline. Discipline is something that we always talk to our children about, but we never necessarily practice it ourselves. Ain't that correct? It is something that we are constantly telling our children that you have discipline, but we never actually do it ourselves. We got to start practicing what we preach, people. We got to start practicing what we preach, especially because our children are watching. Especially because if we want them to grow up and do it, we got to lead by example, right? So we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it hard. I believe in a holistic approach. So today I want to talk to you about disciplinary actions on the 8 holistic areas of life. So we're going to start with spirituality. People, you don't have to be in church. You don't have to drop down on your knees. All you got to do is just talk and have some type of spiritual relationship with your creator. That's all it is. But you got to discipline yourself in order to do it. The same way you discipline yourself to brush your teeth in the morning. I hope y'all discipline yourself to brush your teeth in the morning. If not, stay far away from me. But the same same way that you discipline yourself to brush your teeth in the morning, discipline yourself to have that conversation. Discipline yourself to be grateful, to be thankful, and for the things that you need. Got to see some craziness going on with you. Are you guys hearing me? You guys see me okay? Let me know if there's anything funny going on. Hey Sabine, hey Ivan, thanks for watching. You guys share this out. And we are talking about discipline today, and we are talking about discipline in your spiritual life, because that is so important. That's where it all starts. That's where it all begins. We have to make sure that we discipline ourselves, that we are having that conversation, that we are feeling it in our spirit in order for it to manifest on the outside. If it ain't looking good on the inside, people, I'm telling you, it's going to show on the outside. It ain't going to show in a pretty way. You're not going to like it. Okay? So make sure that you guys are disciplining yourself in a spiritual way. The next thing is with your relationships. You guys are always talking about, well, you know, things are not going well. He's not doing what he's supposed to do. She's just nagging me and she just womp, 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 womp all the time. Well, we got to discipline ourselves to have certain conversations. And that's something that we avoid all the time in our relationship. But every relationship, if it's to be successful, you got to be able to communicate, and communicate in a way that is consistent. Okay? Don't wait until the problem manifests. Don't wait until the problem escalates before you start talking about it. Talk about it now. Talk about it on a regular basis. So discipline yourself in your relationship to have some quiet time to talk. I had to do that recently, and I said, you know something, I'm always working. I'm a workaholic. For those people who know me, y'all know I have been working probably since I came out the womb. So I am a workaholic, but that just doesn't work when you have a relationship. You have to find time so that you and your mate can communicate, y'all can spend time together and do all those great things so that you can have a healthy relationship, right? So what I did is I disciplined myself that on a certain day, and I had this conversation with him, on a certain day of every week, we are going to block everything out. That means phone on do not disturb. That means no social media. That means no phone calls. That means nothing. Everything is on lockdown, right? Because we want to make sure that we spend time together and that we can then communicate about all the different things and the struggles that we are going through, both with each other and separately, because those things help, again, to make your relationship healthy. Does that make sense? Hey Khaldun, how you doing? Hey Colleen, I see you got on, girl. Lakita, thanks for joining. So I am telling you, Khaldun says, yes, they are looking for us. Oh yes, I'm telling you, those people, they crazy. I laughed so hard, Khaldun, I didn't know what to do with myself. They are predators, and they are coming for our money, and I don't have too much money to be giving away to people, okay? Let me give my money to the homeless. Let me give my money to those people who need food and stuff like that, okay? Not these predators. These I don't even want to talk about them no more. So anyway, so discipline with your relationship. Make sure that you get there. Make sure that you are setting time aside so that you can discipline yourself to make that time. Discipline yourself to make that time. The same thing for your children is what we're going to be talking about next. We always are doing the hustle and bustle. We gotta work, we gotta cook, we gotta wash clothes, we gotta clean house, we gotta tend to our mate. We gotta do all these different things. But a lot of times we don't take the necessary time out to speak and listen to our children. We don't discipline ourselves. The days of having Sunday dinner, for some reason, went out the window. I thought that was very effective, by the way. If I were you, I would discipline myself and try to challenge yourself to have Sunday dinners, because a lot comes out in the Sunday dinner. I don't know if y'all saw Soul Food, but at Big Mama's house, on that Sunday, a lot of things came out at the Sunday table, okay? And you want to make sure that you're getting it. You don't want to make sure that you're getting it after the fact. You don't want to make sure that you're getting it after your kids already done had the conversation with their friends, or with the predator in the street, or something bad and terrible has already happened. You want to make sure that you are disciplining yourself to give them the necessary time that they need to get the nuggets from you, the time that they need so that they can speak to you and tell you what's going on with them. All of these things are so important if you want to have a happy and healthy lifestyle, a happy and healthy relationship with your children. You got to make sure that you are disciplining yourself to make these things happen. Time is really, really precious. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're spending your time properly. And I think on Friday we're going to be talking much more about time management. But right now, I want you guys to get it in your spirit that you have to discipline yourself in order for the things that you need. What is that thing with your child that you've been putting off? Get it done. Get it done. Discipline yourself to schedule a small amount of time so that you can get it done. It matters. It matters. I promise you guys, you would see a significant difference in the relationship that you have with your children. And if you're happy, if your children are happy, you'll be a lot happier. Okay? So, discipline with your children. As far as school and education is concerned, a lot of us think that we are, we've gotten our high school diploma, we've gotten our associates, we've gotten our bachelors, we've gotten our masters. Well, some of us got our masters. I ain't got my masters yet. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. And a lot of us, we feel like we don't need training anymore. Guess what? You are never too old to learn. You have never learned enough that you can't learn some more. So you have to discipline yourself to know that you have to learn more. There's always something there. You don't know everything. No one knows everything, right? There's modern technology that's changing like this. Make sure that you get up on it. Discipline yourself that every day you should either be reading something, you should be watching something that's productive, that's teaching you something valuable, that's going to add to your life and not subtract from it, right? These are the things that you guys need to get in your spirit. Discipline yourself that education is key. YouTube, oh my goodness. YouTube is a very valuable tool in terms of education. Regardless if you want to do anything in life, you can discipline yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to spend a half an hour or an hour today just educating myself on YouTube. Or even educating myself on how to use YouTube. Educating myself on how to use Facebook Live. I'm talking to a certain someone. She know who I'm talking to, but I ain't going to call her out. YouTube teaches us how to do everything. So we can do that, but we need to make sure that we're disciplining ourselves and we are governing ourselves accordingly, right? The next thing on the list is professional and business. So you're at your job. Are you disciplining yourself to get there on time? Are you disciplining yourself to make sure that the necessary work gets done in the deadlines that have been provided? Are you disciplining yourself to make sure that you are achieving all the necessary goals that have been set? If you are having a business, have you disciplined yourself to get that business plan done? Have you disciplined yourself to get up every day, even though you're not going to a 9 to 5, you're at home working? Have you disciplined yourself to start working at 9, at 8, at 7? When have you disciplined yourself to start going? Or have you just taken this relaxed kind of attitude and like, well, I'm home, I'm in my pajamas, and I can start at 12 o'clock. Well, guess what? Starting at 12 o'clock is not going to get you where you want to be. Starting at 12 o'clock is going to get you a half a day, which is going to get you a half a day of business, which is going to get you a half a pocket. Is that what you want? A half a pocket? No, I want the full pocket. Give me all. So I'm getting up at 7, I'm getting up at 6, I'm getting up at 5 sometimes. Even though I am in the quarters of my house, I'm still getting up as if I was going to that 9 to 5. Why? Because before I was disciplining myself to do it for the 9 to 5, to do it for somebody else to make $1. Now I'm doing it for my own business. I'm making sure that I'm disciplined in every aspect of my business, making sure that I get it done because I know the fruits of my labor will manifest if I do this. If we don't do it and we just continue to be topsy-turvy with it, then that's what you're going to get. Those are the results that you're going to get. Let's face it. You got to discipline yourself. Make your time list. You always hear me talk about make lists, make lists, make lists. I'm a very firm believer that lists will help you out. But it will only help you out if you do the work. Don't make the list and then have the list just sitting there, okay? Don't be sitting there looking at the same list day after day, month after month, year after year, just transferring over to a different day. You got to make sure that you're doing the work. Discipline yourself, okay? Again, we're going to be talking a lot more about that on Friday when we talk about time management. So when you guys are networking, when you guys are out socializing, when you guys are out with your friends, do you discipline yourself on how much you drink? Do you discipline the words that come out of your mouth? Do you discipline yourself on what you're wearing? Do you discipline yourself on the company that you keep? These things are so important and so vital to who you are and who you want to become. You want to make sure that these things are at the top of your game, okay? Not at the bottom, but at the top, because what you guys knew that saying back in the days, you know, show me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. You guys got to make sure that you're disciplining yourself to be around the cream of the crop. Be around people who are going to elevate you. Discipline yourself to be in environments of people that are going to take you to the next level. And that takes discipline. It's not something that's easy to do. Hey, Renee. Hey, Renee, how you doing? Thanks for watching. You guys have to discipline yourself. Whatever it is in life that you're doing, you got to have discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. And it's not easy. It's a lot easier said than done. But I guarantee you, just the same way that when you were growing up, you disciplined yourself to brush your teeth, you disciplined yourself to have breakfast, you disciplined yourself to make up your bed in the morning, you disciplined yourself to pray in the morning, you disciplined yourself to go to that 9 to 5, the same way that you did those things. And it may have taken some time over a while, but at the end, it became routine. The same thing will happen if you practice it. So start small if you have to, but become a routine. Let it become a routine. Discipline yourself to say, this is something that I have to do in order to get to the level in life that I want to be in. Okay? So whatever that is, and I know for a lot of people, there's a lot of things that you don't really want to do, but you got to get into the habit of doing it because it's a necessity. Right? There's some people out there who don't like to wash dishes, who don't like to wash their clothes. There's a lot of house chores that people don't like to do. People that don't like to cook. People don't even like to work, but you have to in order to get the bills paid, right? So you have to discipline yourself to make that happen in order to get your bills paid. In order for you to have a clean house, it's things that you don't want to do, but you know that you have to do, right? Hey, Mendel, how you doing? You guys are in a prime state right now where you can get to the next level in your life only by changing certain little key things. Certain little key things that you're doing will get you and propel you over the top. It will get you to that next level. All you have to do is have discipline within yourself. Make a list of all those things that you know are keeping you back. Make that list. And as you're making that list, you start checking it off. On that one side, you got the left side, you have the things that you need to change. On the right side, you write down how you plan on changing them. Then I want you to make a third column. I'm going to challenge y'all right now. Then I want you to make a third column. In that third column, you're going to write down when are you going to start. And if you were me, you're going to start right away. So you're going to write down in that third column, I'm starting today. I'm starting tomorrow, depending on what the situation is. Okay? You need discipline in terms of reading. You need discipline in terms of getting up on time. You need discipline in terms of getting your homework done, getting assignments done, whatever it is. Discipline yourself. Write it down. When are you going to start making the necessary changes in order for you to achieve the goals that you want? You can't keep doing the same thing expecting a different result, people. It's not happening. Sorry. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but there is no way that you're going to continue to do the same thing over and over and expect something different to happen. You're going to keep getting the same result. The only way is for you to make a change, and that change has to come from you, and that change is going to require discipline because it's not going to be easy. But if it's something that you really want to do, you're going to do it. Please repeat for me the things. Okay, Michelle. We were talking about just different ways in which you can discipline yourself. I'm going to go over one more thing, then I'm going to kind of do a recap. Okay? Is that good? Hey, Reba. So the two more things that we have to go over. One is community. Discipline yourself to get involved in your community. Discipline yourself to get involved in your community. Stop being those people who constantly talk about the bad things that are going on, but you're not doing anything to help. Stop it. Stop it. That's just as bad as the judgments we were talking about yesterday. Go back and watch that video again. Stop talking about the negative things that are happening in your community unless you're going to discipline yourself to get involved and do something to affect positive change. That's simple. That one was real quick. Nothing more to be said about that. Now, your finances. But oh my goodness, I get so many phone calls on people who want me to help them with their finances, people who want me to help them with their budgets. this, and I've been very honest, very transparent about this. I had issues with this for many, many moons. And now I'm actually at a point where I understand, because why? The light bulb went off in my head and was like ding, 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 ding. But I had to have some very negative things happen to me before I got that light bulb, before the light bulb went off. I'm a little hard-headed sometimes. But I got it. And now I am so happy to be able to teach other people. In your finances, you need to have a budget. And you have to be disciplined in your budget. Once again, you cannot write down the budget, have it there, look at it every day, and then turn around and spend $200 more than what you budgeted for. That's not discipline. You have to discipline yourself. If you know you only have $50 to spend at the grocery store, then you can only spend $50 at the grocery store. Put those potato chips down. You don't need it. We'll go on this next time. You gotta have discipline. As much as you want it, you gotta have discipline. You gotta have discipline with your budget. You gotta make sure that you are accounting for every single dime that you have, and you have to make sure that you're disciplining yourself to pay yourself first, meaning that savings account, hello, you can't pay your rent and don't have anything in your savings account. I learned that the hard way. I wanted to pay the bills, I wanted to pay everything first, and then put money aside to save. There's a reason why the 401k comes out your paycheck before you see it, because they know if they leave it to you to do it on your own, it's not going to get done. So especially for you entrepreneurs out there, you have to make sure that you're saving first. Everything else comes after. So on your on the line item on your budget, the first thing that should be there is your savings. The first thing that should be there is your savings, and you have to be disciplined to follow it. Whatever that budget is, you follow your budget. If not, it's not going to work. You got to be disciplined in your health. There's too many people out here. We are walking around sick inside, people. We are walking around sick, 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 sick. Hey, Venus. We are walking around sick. Why? Because we are not disciplined, people, especially us people of color. We are not disciplined. We are not exercising. We are not eating right. We are just taking in the garbage. We are drinking the alcohol. We are eating the cake. I didn't say that. But we are eating the cake. Yes, I said it again. Oh, my goodness. We have to stop eating the cake. That's what I meant to say. I am, y'all know that I'm a junkie for cake, but we have to stop. We have to stop. We have too many ailments, too many illnesses, too many people dying at young ages because of heart attacks. Why? Because they are not eating healthy. They are not exercising. We are not disciplined enough to make this happen. And we are only destroying ourselves. How can we do that? That's a selfish act. I'm telling you guys, it's a selfish act, because when you go ahead and die, then your kids are sitting there left to mourn you. Your kids are sitting up there left going, woo, 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 woo. What am I supposed to do now? I don't have anybody else to give me any advice, because they're so young, but you have left them at such a young age because you were negligent and you were not disciplined in order for you to treat your body right. You were so... it was so much more important for you to look good on the outside with the flashy clothes and the nice hairdos and stuff like that, when your inside is tore up. Your inside is tore up. How many of you guys have high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes? You have so many different ailments. The doctors are telling you these things. You need to exercise. Okay, and I'm guilty of it also. I'm trying every day. I sit there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 4. Next week, I'm going to do 6. Okay, but we need to do it, and we need to do it together, people. We need to be disciplined and say to ourselves that we're going to get it done. We got to get it done. You don't have to start off running track. You don't sit there. I mean, the worst thing that you guys could do if you've never exercised is try to overdo it on the first time. The worst thing that you could do if you try to exercise is to sit there and look at somebody who's been doing it for years and they got the toned, buff, body, and you're sitting up there saying, but why can't I be like that? Or I can't do that. And automatically you start with the negative talk in your head. You already start to sabotage why you can't do it and why you won't do it. You have to discipline yourself to say, you know something, I'm going to do it. I need to do it. I need to do it for myself. I need to do it for my children. I need to do it for all the people in the world that is going to benefit from all the things that I have to offer. I need to get this done. So I need to be disciplined in it. Okay? That's basically it. Hi, Charlotte. How you doing? I thank all of you guys for watching. I am going to just recap all the different things that we need to have discipline in our lives today. We talked about having discipline spiritually. We need to get it in our spirit on a regular basis. On a regular basis, you need to discipline yourself to have that relationship with God. Have that relationship with your higher power, that person that you look to. Discipline yourself the same way you discipline yourself to brush your teeth first thing in the morning. The same way you discipline yourself to make up your bed first thing in the morning. Discipline yourself to take that time to give thanks, to ask for forgiveness, to get that spiritual healing, to ask for the things that you want out of life. Ask for the direction. Take that time. Discipline yourself to listen. Stand still for a moment and just listen for the things that God has to tell you, and you will find out. A lot of times people say to me, well, why isn't he talking? That's because you ain't sitting still. You always on the go. Sit down somewhere, okay? Have a seat. Just stay quiet. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes. Just be still. And you got to discipline yourself to do it on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be on your knees. It doesn't have to be in church. It doesn't have to be any of that stuff. Dedication. That's important. Your dedication. Your discipline. And he will hear you. We talked about having discipline with our mate. We talked about making sure that we have time to communicate them, that time to spend with them, and not always be so busy on the go. The same thing with our children. Spend that time disciplining yourself to do the things that your children need from you. Basically what I was saying with that. Business, you gotta make sure that you are taking your job to get time. Discipline yourself to meet deadlines. Discipline yourself to make sure whatever task that you're giving, that you are meeting and exceeding the expectations. But you have to discipline yourself to give it your all. Especially when it's your own business. Make sure that it's overdo. You got what I'm talking about, right? Don't be sure that you're disciplining yourself accordingly, because when people see you with your friends, people see you networking, they kind of get a visual of who you are, and it tells them the character you are. The people who you hang around is a representation of you many of the times, right? So make sure you get that. The next thing was the community. Discipline yourself to get involved in your community, people. I didn't spend a lot of time on that, but make sure you discipline yourself to spend time in your community. Stop being that person that talks all this negative stuff about what's going on in the community, what's going on in politics, what's going on here and there, and you're not doing anything to contribute to it. Contribute something positive in your community. Discipline yourself to get involved in just one thing. It doesn't have to be anything. I know there's a lot of memes going on, there's a lot of stuff going on, but discipline yourself according to at least one thing so that you can make a positive difference. Remember, at the end of the day, your children are going to be the generation that's coming up in this chaos of a community, chaos of a world that we are living in. So whatever you can do to contribute something positive, make that happen. Hey Kenya, thanks for joining. Charlotte says, so true, what you speak your ears here and your brains begin to find a way to make it happen. Absolutely, absolutely. Hey Ray. And then the last thing was your budgeting and your health. Make sure that you discipline yourself with your budget. Put together a budget. If you need help, contact me for a consultation. I've been doing this a lot lately. I've seen so many people coming to me. They need help with the budget. They don't even know the first how to start putting together their budget. I will help you put together the budget, but guess what? That's the easy part. Putting together the budget is actually easy. Disciplining yourself to follow the budget is the hard part, and that's the part that I can't do. I can't babysit you. I can't police you. You have to discipline yourself to make sure that you are following the budget that I create. Okay? Does that make sense? That's fair? All right. And then the last thing was your health. Your health is so important. You have to discipline yourself to work out. Discipline yourself to not eat the things that you know that you're not supposed to be eating. Discipline yourself to eat the healthy stuff. Discipline yourself to put yourself in environments where there are people around you, because sometimes you just need the support, right? I tell people I would not like to go to the gym by myself. I want somebody to go to the gym with me. Yes, I'm a loner. I need company. I need company. So if that's what you need, get company. Just get it done, because you have to discipline yourself to make that happen. Whether it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the evening, 9 o'clock at night, whatever works for you, discipline yourself accordingly and make sure that you get it done. Okay, so those were my tips for the day. I am your girl Tarot Ebony. I am going to sign off and leave you guys to just let that marinate and sit in there for a minute, right? I ask you so kindly, please, if you got something out of this, share it out. Share it with the community. People need to know that discipline is very important. We talk to our children all the time about discipline, but we don't necessarily practice what we preach. So we want to stop that. We want to be the leaders and the examples that we want them to follow, right? So share this out. Follow me on all my different social media sites at Tarot Ebony. If you need to set up a consultation with me, I'm happy to do so. Look me up on my website, which is www.tarotebony.com. www.tarotebony.com, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow. Oh, one more thing. If you want to be a part of my Motivational Mondays, every Monday I do a Motivational Monday email blast, and just giving you some little tips, some little nuggets to get you through the week. If you want to be a part of that, just shoot me an inbox with your email address, and I will put you on the list, and you will start to receive that as of this Monday. And anything else, any other questions that you might have, shoot me an inbox and we can talk about it. Schedule a consultation at www.tarotebony.com. I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow around 12 o'clock as we continue our empowerment trainings. All right, take care guys. Love you. Bye.